Hello and welcome back to the show. Today we are going to be looking at the Worret Map of 1862 and taking a look at Fort Magruder and its position on this map, its significance in the uh, in the campaign of 1862, and I also want to take a look at how it compares with modern day Google Maps. And so let's get started by first talking about Fort Magruder. It was a it was built as a defensive position before the town of Williamsburg, and it was positioned so in a bottleneck where to get to Williamsburg you had to come through it. So it was put in a really nice position, and it was an earthwork fort. Some of the walls, the front walls, were either 15 or 30 feet high, 9 feet thick, and it had a dry moat around it. So, and it had 8 guns positioned on it. So it was really a good, well-built fort for the time, and for quickly it needed to be made. And we can see here on this map that it really is in a position in front of Richmond, and as the Union forces were marching, the Confederacy used this. The Battle of Williamsburg um, was a battle that kind of delayed the Union marching and the Confederate retreat back to Richmond to fortify Richmond. That General Joe Johnson wanted to do. We had a previous show about that. So this so this fort was located here, and we're going to take a look now at the Worret map. And this map was prepared by Lieutenant Charles Worret. He was of the 20th New York Regiment, and we can see here that we can see over far right there's Yorktown, and we can see how the march up to, and then I've got circled there. There's Fort Magruder, and then we see Williamsburg just to the top left side of the position on the map here, and so getting a little bit, having a little bit closer view, we can see that you can see there's the Yorktown Road coming up, and how Fort Magruder basically sits right there, and you have to go through it in order to get to Williamsburg. So, really important spot. All right, so let's take a look at a modern day map. We can see the location of Fort Magruder there, which is circled on the top right, left, and Yorktown, which is in the right side of this image. And you can see that the modern day freeways that we have actually follow that path that the armies would have traveled up through the peninsula. So we see it now. Now I've got one more. I got another map. This is a sketch of the battlefield in the Confederate Works of May 5th, 1862. And on this map here, it's a little different from the Worret map. In that the roads do seem to be slightly different than what we saw, but pretty much you can see that we have Adams and Sumner marching up from. I believe that's the Yorktown. That is the Yorktown Road right there. And then General Heinzman on the left, that would be the Hampton Country Road. So, and you can see how the Union is moving forward here, and how um, and then up on the above them, then on the map, you have Fort Magruder, and then to its left, you have the different rifle pits, and so before cutting off, protecting Williamsburg, and so. So we can see, but it is a little different than the Worret map that we see, and yeah. So now let's take a look at modern day, where Fort Magruder is, and we see here this is a Google map, which is the landmark, and I'll show you some pictures of the front, but you can see the landmark here that's been given. When you look at it that's from the sky. When you look at it from like just the layout, you can see it's right in the middle of suburban uh, Williamsburg, and What's really interesting is when we compare uh, the two. So we look at the Worret Map and compare it to modern day. I think it's really fascinating. So on the right side is modern day Google Map, and there you see Fort Magruder up on the top right, Redoubt Park. But there you can see in the middle of Redoubt Park is the Tutter's Mill. And if you look at the Worret Map, you can see right below Fort Magruder is Tutter's Mill, and then from there you can see how on the Worret Map the looks like the creek goes straight across and dumps into College Creek, whereas in Google we can actually see that it actually kind of goes down a bit and then uh, empties and then comes over uh, into College Creek. So it's actually today it's called Tutter's Neck Pond and Halfway Creek, which then goes down and empties into into College Creek. So that all is Halfway Creek right there that you see um, flowing down. So one cool bit of early finds we had that in I think it was 2006, William and Mary archaeologists found a witch bottle, and a witch bottle is an object that it's a bottle that contains nails and stuff, and it was supposed to draw witches and whatnot into it. And interestingly, it was an English origin object. Uh, so there have only been a few of these found in the United States. So having found this was really interesting, and I would love to dive a little deeper into that artifact. So okay, I hope you enjoyed this episode. We will see you again hopefully soon.